So we're building this A-frame cabin. Buildings are called A-frames because they're made up of these triangles that look like A's. And in this video I want to talk about building those triangles with a template, raising the triangles, and squaring them up. So the building is made up of 9 of these triangles, and so once we had the templates cut, we would clamp the template to 2x6 or 2x10, whatever material it was meant for, drill through the holes that we drilled in the template, mark off where the template indicated cuts needed to be made, unclamp it, cut it, and so on and so forth. We did that to basically replicate the template until we had all the pieces for a full triangle, and then we put the triangle together, stand it up, start working on the next one.
Jacob, are you going to build a triangle?
I'm gonna start.
Do it.
Let's.
What are we doing something
I
else?
thought we were supposed to cut two.
Are we done?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So we never really found a safe or effective way to raise these triangles. Between the first one that you just saw and the one that we're about to raise here, which we have better footage of, we actually had 2 triangles fall back down. If we were to do this again, we would definitely rent some sort of power equipment to do the heavy lifting. The thing that makes it difficult is that the closer the triangle is to laying down, the more evenly the weights spread between the top and the base of it. And so in the beginning, it's really, really heavy. The further you raise it, the easier it gets as the weight shifts further and further towards the bottom of it. So because of that, we start out using 2 poles, working it up slowly on either end, and then we back it up with this ratcheting rope that Carrie is holding. And because the rope's ratcheting, it'll only let rope through in one direction, and so that works as kind of a safety backstop in case the poles were to fall down. Once the triangle's up far enough that it's pretty easy to lift or push, we switch to this really long center post to do the last bit. That center post needs to account for the fact that the triangle might, actually topple over and go all the way over in the other direction. And so because of that, you'll see that there's a rope attached to that center post. So once the center post is fully attached on it, it'll both allow pushing and pulling on the triangle, so that way it acts as a backstop from the triangle toppling over. All in all, this was terrifying, and I'm glad that it's over. So once the triangle's standing up, we'd find the center of the second floor beam, and we'd add a little nail. On that nail, we hang a plumb bob. As you'll see, this guy's hanging a bit low. He's been out here for a while, but we'd hang a plumb bob, and because we had this little gap right in the middle, we could basically square up. We could tell if the triangle's out of line in 2 directions. We could then adjust the triangle to make sure it's square. So with the plumb bob hanging a little bit to the left, that means the triangle needs to go to the right. So we would attach a strap from here down to here, and we'd just carefully tighten the triangle over, loosening the bolts in the corners just enough to allow it to move to get the plumb bob straight. And once it was straight, tighten the bolts back up, take the strap off, and that worked really great.
Yeah, from there. Yeah, closer. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh.
Alright, fall down.
You got it?
So that's kind of the abridged version of framing out these triangles. If you're interested in the details of how they're put together, check out the description for a link to the drawings that we've based our drawings off of from North Dakota State University. Yeah, till next time. See you guys around.